Hello, my third grade friends, and we are doing the answers and review for week 10, day 1 of the math review. So, I sent home this packet at the last packet pickup, so you don't have to handwrite this out. You can solve just on that page as long as you show your work. So, let's get started. You know the expectations of working 10 minutes and then reviewing and correcting as you go. So the first one says round each to the nearest hundred, then add. So this is a sequence. So we have to do the first thing and then we have to add. So I'm going to write my numbers right down here like I have been. Now if I'm rounding to the nearest hundred, then hopefully you know that the tens column is the column that you're going to be paying attention to. So the 2 and the 4. Okay, that's what's going to determine which direction we are going to round. So the saying 5 and above, give it a shove, 4 and below, leave it alone. So if I look at this 2, I know it is below 5. So this is going to round down to 700. Now, if you are rounding to the hundreds, you should have 2 zeros at the end. So that's like a clue in your head that you should be thinking of. And then 241, the 4, or in the tens place, is the most important number. And this is 5 and above, give it a shove. 4 and below, leave it alone. So it's 4 and below, so I'm going to leave it alone, meaning I'm going to round down. So now I've figured out which direction I'm rounding. Then I'm doing the second part where it says then add. So 700 plus 200 is 900. So you should have that answer right there. It's important to follow the directions. Okay, number 2. Last year, school was held 180 days. Mason was absent 9 days during the year. How many days did Mason attend? So we know that there were a total of 180 days. Okay, and he missed 9 days, and we're trying to figure out how many days Mason attended school. So hopefully you recognize that this is a subtraction problem because we have to take the total number of days, the 180 days, and subtract the 9 days that he did miss to figure out how many days of school he was at. So if I have 180 minus 9, I can't have so this is my ones column, my tens column, and my hundreds column. So I can't subtract 9 away from 0, so I have to borrow from the tens, which is going to leave a 7 there, so that's 70, and then I'm going to give this one a 10. So do you see how this 7 plus 10 would be 80, and that's where that 80 comes from? So hopefully you can see that. Now if I go 10 minus 9, I can do that, which would leave me 1. 7 minus nothing is still 7, or 70 minus nothing is 70, and 1 or 100 minus nothing is 1. So Mason attended 171 days of school last year. Okay, so that is the answer for this. It is important that you label what you are talking about. Now, this question is asking you to draw the hands of a clock shown at 6:19. Okay, so if I'm going to start a little backwards. I'm actually going to start with the 19 first. So that will help me. So I know that these are minutes, and I don't see a 19. That's because the big numbers are talking about the hours. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, and I know that 19 is really close to 20, so my long arm, I'm going to put a center right here, my long hand for the minutes is going to be really close to 20, so almost there but not quite. Now you could just put the 6 pointing at the 6, but we know that 20 minutes or 19 minutes, about 1/3, because like here's 1/3, here's the other third, right, have passed. So if I was being really precise, I would look, because I know that my shorthand is going to be on the 6, or near the 6, but between the 7, not quite to the 7. But since only 1/3 has gone by, it's going to be closer to the 6 than the 7. And I made my hand a little longer. So, do you see how it's not exactly 6 pointed straight down? Okay, but it's slightly past the 6. So, that is what 619 would look like. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, 249 plus 307. So I love the break apart method. So I know that 249 is really 249. And I know that 307 is really 300, 0, and 7, right? So this is an expanded form. So now I can go ahead and add these things. So 9 plus 7 is 16. That's an easy one I can do. 40 plus 0 is 40. And 200 plus 300 is 500. Okay, so that now I have it in a smaller amount so that I feel a little bit more confident adding this together. So I'm going to be really precise and line up my numbers. So the 1s are in the 1s column, the 10s are in the 10s column, and the 100s are in the 100s column. 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 4 plus 1 is 5. And 5 plus nothing is 5. So that equals 556. Okay, so for the secret word of the day that you're going to put in your thing right here, I am going to write grateful. Okay, so that, I'm pretty sure that's how you spell grateful. Remember, Miss Ng's spelling is not always the best. Oh, there's an E. I rely entirely too much on the computer. So, grateful. Make sure that secret word's on there. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.